Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, is AT working?
No, I think he's on. I think he's on.
I'm on.
Well, handle your business there, son.
All right, I'm gonna just go through here and frame these real quick. It shouldn't take that long. Oh, snap. Okay, so I'm framing the market right now. This is I got it all the way down to the daily. Uh, so started from the monthly because today's the third, so when the market opens, it's gonna be a new month. That's why I started from the monthly. I only do that every, when the month is starting to close. At the next beginning of the month, I'll start from the monthly when I'm framing my charts to just kind of get an idea of what the market is doing, what direction I'm expecting it to go in the next month, and stuff like that. So I mean, this one is not really nothing. I was just framing that market real quick. Look.
Aaron, was it another order block before that on the monthly?
Oh yeah, the one that's currently in. Yeah. Yes, I mean this one is not really nothing. And once you kind of frame your market, you'll be able to kind of see the range of the trading that you have once you go down time frames. You don't really want to trade a market that has a small range. And normally what we do is trade in between order blocks. So if there's no space in between the order blocks, you don't really know. You don't have that advantage over the market to know exactly what it's doing or where. Well, no one knows exactly what it's doing. I have an idea of what it's doing and where it's supposed to go. So normally we wouldn't even touch any trades like this because we don't have that advantage. My fault, yeah. Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, so once again, like situations like this, just for example, well, never mind, that is actually 121 pips, but it's still in the order blocks. Hopefully it'll bounce back up and then form this daily order block. Actually, I think this is gonna go back up. Now that I'm looking at it. It's in a what, monthly and a weekly order block? Oh, it's in a weekly. Bounced all that monthly last month. It's definitely in a weekly order block though. See that one pushing back up. It's a nice look. Yeah, back there, that's 121 pips. So it's definitely one people can look at. Let's go to euros.
Hi, Aaron. I have a quick question while you're doing this.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So how, or can you share why you pick a selected pair?
Oh, what I do is I'll just go through all of them. So I'm not picking certain ones just because I'm just going through all the pairs right now and framing them and seeing what opportunities we have for next week. And see as I'm going through them, like this one, USD Chef. It's already a bullish daily order block right here. It's in a a bullish weekly order block. And so once it hit that bullish weekly order block, we should have already been kind of expecting it or expecting the price to turn around. And it came down, pushed in, turned around, rejected off of there, came back up, got a daily order block right here. So that's a sign of reversal. So, I mean, this at least 1 day or 2 days next week, this should be going up. This is the next weekly order block up here. So if it goes from weekly order block to weekly order block like it should, it'll be from here to here, and that's 121 pips, and that's definitely something that could happen within a week span easily. So with that, and did I answer your question, kinda?
Yeah, you did. I originally was thinking before I pick a pair, maybe I should look at interest rates like that one little one website, world interest rates, and then go off of there to pick. Okay, so that's what I was originally thinking, but I guess going through them also works.
No. That's just a part of confluence. You would definitely want to do that too as well. I mean, you can't just look at the interest rates and then just come to the market and just put in a trade based off what the interest rate says. You still got to look at the markets, know what they're doing, know when they're doing it, because just because the interest rate's up, that doesn't necessarily, and one is down, doesn't necessarily move right, doesn't mean right then, right there, it's just gonna shoot up. So you kind of still want to come to the market and just use the interest rates as confluence. You don't want to put all your marbles in one thing, especially when it comes to this kind of Forex thing. It's so many different ways to trade, so many different ways people do it. There's not a biblical way or factual way of actually carrying out or performing how you want to trade. So I would start with this. This is how I do it. I mean, so you want to start with the interest rates, you can start with there. You want to start there, you can. Globalinterestrates.com. It's up here somewhere. Hold on. Global. And this is just for anyone who wants to see how you would come look at the interest rate. So here you have the central banks right here. Okay. So this is the current rate, previous rate, the date that changed it. You got the American, the Fed. Where is it?
AT, click on that change. Click change.
Where?
Click change. The column that says change.
Oh.
That'll give you the latest.
Okay. Oh yeah, here you go.
Nothing major. You got the check. Republic, they increased theirs March 31st. The last major increase was Great Britain. You see it?
Yeah, I see it.
Like 7 down. So
oh yeah. So if you want to know the Britain interest rate, you would come in here. Just this is the site where you would come to check interest rates, pretty much.
Aaron, can I ask a quick question?
Go ahead.
So on the pair you did before, I think it was you, Chef.
Yes, ma'am.
You didn't do the top daily order block because it was already in a weekly order block, or?
Oh yeah, that's why. I mean, I still should have technically did it, but I don't see one necessarily right here. And where I was trying to execute the trade was from this weekly order block to this weekly order block. And since there's no daily order block in between there, then I'm not even necessarily really trying to frame it, because I'm expecting the price to bounce off of here before it even gets to a daily order block, which is a daily top order block, which is all the way over here or over here somewhere. So that's why I just didn't frame that daily order block this specific time.
Okay, thank you.
What was I on Euro? Yeah. And I know sometimes just looking at all these boxes kind of gets confusing. That's why I normally go by and just label them. But just for time purposes, going through all of these charts, I didn't want to. So this one, I don't really see much going on. I would like to see this price come back up and either push through there, or if it's coming down, then come on and push on through these order blocks before I do anything with it. Especially it already showed rejection off that monthly candle last week. So I mean last month. So we'll see what this month does. It might just tap in and push up a little bit and come back down. I don't know, but we don't know. So I'm not gonna play with it.
Did you look at the Dixie, AT?
No.
Always pull up the Dixie when you look at these USD pair. Euro USD is the mirror image pretty much.
It's going straight up.
The weekly is good enough. Pull up the weekly. Let me see. It still ain't did nothing. It's been in that bearish order block for a few weeks.
Yep.
All right, that's good.
All right.
Okay, so as you're doing this, I just have a question. So as you are scrolling, marking up charts, what would be the next reason of picking your like top 3 or something like that?
That would come into play when we're talking about, like you said earlier, checking the interest rates, the different ranges in between the trades, how the setup looks, you know, just a whole bunch of different type of confluences that would go into picking which ones we actually take. And sometimes we're going to pick the best ones, and sometimes the ones that you don't think that's going to be the best or take off. And that's just how it is. I mean, but as long as you're winning the trade, that's all that really matters. I mean, you're not always going to pick the one that runs the most or or runs the fastest and stuff like that. But that's just how we decide on which trades we're taking, just the range, interest rates, different confluences, the news, what's going on with the war, especially if it's a war pair, just a whole bunch of different confluences like that, which will help us select which trade we want to take. Did that kind of answer? I want to make sure I'm kind of answering our questions.
Yes, that was good. Thank you.
See how the last one, well, one of the last ones was like 121 pips, the range. This one is 80. I mean, that's still not horrible, but just in terms of the range and stuff like that, this is a type instance that we would probably pick the other one instead of this one. Monthly. Yeah, this one is bad. I don't even want to keep going. I don't like Ichi, no way. Me personally, I hate this pair. With a passion.
AT, can you go back?
Go back where? To the monthly?
No, Let me see where you put that order block. Okay. It'd be nice if we can catch a retracement, you know, but who knows what's going on with these euros.
Yeah. Man, I don't even see nothing. I mean, it's the monthly right there. Like you just like, I mean, it's in the order block right now. I'm gonna pull this whole thing down to that look kind of confusing. I'll leave daily order block in here somewhere. Touch it. There you go, right there. There go that boy. Thing gonna come back down. Boop.
Then we can get a retracement.
Yep. Especially if it hit right here, because that would be a swing, a swing low. If it bounce off of this like it's supposed to, you had this low, this lower low, and then it's higher low.
That actually wouldn't be one, but nice try though, nephew.
That wouldn't be one.
You'd have to wait on the retest though. You have, it's something forming, but then it would have to come back down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It just have to come down, hit this, then go up.
Don't you have to have like the low on the left, the lower low in the middle?
It would be this, then it would be this. Then if this comes down and bounce, I'm saying if it bounces off of this and goes up, then it will be that.
Get him, AT.
That's
Get
that.
But don't it have to come back down I guess a fourth time to?
No.
No.
Okay. I need to go back and look at that.
But yeah, this one, you know, it's a nice little thing. I mean, I will wait for it to get out of this order block because these Euro pairs be acting like some divas. Right down to the OB, baby.
This is gonna be the same thing.
It's gonna look, yeah, it look the same.
I think EN is gonna look the same as well.
Daily order block. Nope, this one didn't. Got no daily order block. This thing say.
This is nastier.
Yeah, unless that thing just finna.
No, how many pips? What's the pips? If it goes down. I know it looks small, but
Yeah, that thing is probably the light. The last one was like 120.
no, you
So
can't do it from right there. You got to do it from the dotted line.
you're gonna tap it in again.
Do you know it's gonna tap in? How do you know it's gonna tap in?
No, you know. I mean, you set a limit.
I'm asking if you know it's gonna tap in. Did you look?
No, I don't know it's gonna tap in.
You can't just say it's gonna tap in. I mean, did you buy the 8-hour chart?
No. Why is it's an order block on the 8-hour, not the
I don't know. But your uncle said that you need an 8-hour chart.
There's a big gap. There's a big gap between the daily and the 4-hour. I mean, I would recommend just paying the, what is it, $14 or $12 a month, something like that.
It ain't like you ain't got the money.
Look, man. They'll be trying to
Learn what you're going to learn in your life is sometimes you pay the money. Yeah. It's not good to cheap out on everything.
You're gonna get carpal tunnel from clicking on those no ad buttons.
That's not why I would suggest buying it, but
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a big gap. And if you try to drop down to lower time frames to make decisions on whether to buy something or sell something, and you're missing a 6-hour, an 8-hour, you got to go from.
No, that's definitely a good point, though. There's a big difference between 24 hours and 4.
If you feel like that's too rich for your blood, as your uncle Ahmad would say.
Wait, did I just do this one?
Yeah, that's why I don't know why you back on it. Do EN.
Thing I would say is if you're trying to be a professional,
You learn to hedge.
well, other thing is you'll do what professionals do and use the tools.
The tools.
But you're a young guy. A lot of this stuff you're gonna have to figure out for yourself, So an old motherfucker like me running his mouth, I get it. I'm just, that nigga that shows up.
Shine. Easy on the like.
Oh, my bad. You recording. My bad. A guy like me running his mouth, I understand your perspective.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, that thing violated. Oh man. I bet. Yeah, it's a nice one. So this one, definitely wait for it to come down, tap into either one of these. I mean, that's 100 pips down. For real.
Yeah, that's what I got 100 pips.
Huh?
I got 100 pips. Sell.
Yeah, that's nice look. Yup. So EN is another good one. Must be Euro pairs looking.
Just put a short tool on it so you know or whatever. I don't know.
So ideally, you're wanting to see if you can find those trades that'll give you 100 pips or more, or 50 pips.
Well, Misha, I like 100 pips myself, but
100 pips is minimum, if it can.
oh, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, if I don't see 100 pips, I'm not taking a trade.
You know what Jay would say about that?
I don't know what Jay would say.
You're greedy, arrogant.
I don't know what Jay would say. You could do something like that.
He would say, 70 or 80 pips. Heck, he probably would say 20 pips.
He would, but I can't say what I really want to say.
What's up?
In the world? What the? Hey, that's crazy.
What's that called again when you see that M?
The M. I don't see the M. Hey, Dad, what's it called when you see the M?
W? Maybe it's a W. You see it?
Oh, you talking about the M? Yeah, the M. It's like a double top.
Looks more like Head and Shoulders.
Yeah, head and shoulders. I can see the head and shoulders.
Yeah, but that happened so long ago.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a monthly, man. If
Hey,
you
Dad.
saw that like 10 months ago, you could have got paid, but
What's this? What is this? What happened? I want to know what happened this month.
probably COVID. No, that was way before COVID, huh?
2015.
But don't play with it, AT, because we need to push through this call. I think Justin wants to get on after this. If you was trading Forex, then you might have been rich.
Hey, AT, you gonna post these and trade ideas on the Discord?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Let me see what's on that, but whatever.
I think you're too high, aren't you? Because ain't it currently in the bearish order block on the monthly? I think price is sitting in the top right now.
Next. Ooh, that's right.
Hey, Bree,
What's up?
finish your homework.
Kind of, sort of. Today was gonna be the real day. I was doing it last night, but I didn't really get to go over as many different pairs as I wanted to.
Sounds like more excuses, Bree.
Well, I told you, hey. So I told you I was at this meeting all weekend. And I really didn't have time last night. I was so tired. I'm at the hotel now, but I went to hop on.
So you're tired. I don't want to hear about the labor pains. I just want the baby.
Todd, good morning to you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Todd. Anyway, it's gonna get done.
Good morning. That was such a rude comment, but good
He is-
morning.
He is so
That
annoying.
is just so freaking
Well,
rude.
good morning,
He
BT.
is an asshole.
Good morning.
I almost called you last night, but it was at an ungodly hour, you know.
Oh, that would have been okay.
No,
I was probably up. Or just text me. But yeah, I mean, you could call me after this is over. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
But
hey,
no, that was so disrespectful what you just said.
about the
You just
labor
can't.
pains?
You can't pay Todd.
Yeah,
no
like
mind.
I don't care about the labor pains. I just care about the baby. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, you know,
I
it's
wish I could reach through this Zoom and smack you for saying that. Like,
listen, it's part of a woman's work. Y'all can't enjoy the song without, you know.
So misogynistic. Like
I know.
No,
I
we
know.
gotta
Oh
push
my
through. We gotta
God.
push through being tired. You know, we've been tired all our lives.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta push through.
But being a motherly tired is a different kind of tired. Y'all have no idea.
Hold on, back up. That's a misogynistic comment right there.
No, not really.
I mean, why are you any more tired than Brandon is?
Because of the physical and mental burdens that we carry that men don't
You're not-
that
you're
usually
not
don't
talking
have
about
to. You
that-
guys
that-
are not.
I don't see
It's
any
a
physical.
it is there are biological differences. I'm not saying that you're less tired. I'm not saying that you're less tired.
saying
I'm
it's a
saying it's a
different
different
type.
kind of tired that you would not understand. That's what I said.
Preach.
Hey, that's a misogynistic comment.
Okay, bye, Todd.
Brittany done wash your hands with you, Todd. That's something else.
Hey, Brittany is so misogynistic, man. Like,
No, you are, Todd.
and argumentative. But like honestly, and all of these JPY pairs,
Yeah.
we're going to double top and sell.
Yes.
If you look at the monthly candle, you can just going to retrace, man. These aren't war pairs. They're going to retrace. So if we're patient for a couple of days, we'll probably get a good sell signal. I mean, maybe that would actually tap into that OB. You know, I mean, that's maybe it'll go up and hit the OB in it before it pulls back. I wouldn't trade this for a retracement trade right now. But
Come on, just right off the jump. Yeah.
yeah, I just wait until it gives the signal. There's nothing on this one. I think maybe AJ has something on it, but let's tap into the daily
It's the monthly.
or monthly.
That was a weekly order block. Well, I can't even really tell. I think the green one actually kind of bigger. Hell no. I'll just wait for it to come back down or something. Still the monthly top and monthly bottom. It just tapped in up there. Oh, oh, oh man. Oh man. Oh my God. Oh, oh my gosh. Oh my God. Definitely in this trade for sure. We gotta talk about it. I'm taking it all the way back. I don't care. I'm holding this trade in my demo. Hey, but this is a nice little setup we got here. If you go back to the monthly, you see came down, price came down, tapped into this monthly OB, bounced right back up, tapped right into this monthly OB, showed a lot of rejection. This month is already tapped into it as well. Then if you come back down to the weekly, so just based off the monthly, we're expecting to sell. So now we're looking for an actual signal, and this is what you get right here on this weekly order block candle. This should definitely sell. Expect next week for it to push back up in here. Yeah, about 30 pips up. Tap in, should sell off this next week for sure. I mean, really, if depending on what type of account you got, you can really probably take this all the way down here. I don't know, but or maybe it'd be a retracement or something.
Squeeze the chart together.
What does the daily block say? Or
So,
chart?
Hold on. Put a fib on that move. Actually, this is the third leg of a swing high. So it might push all the way back down to that monthly. I mean, it won't do it all next week anyway, so
Yeah.
you should be able to hold it all week.
What does the daily say?
Try it.
The daily say get in, fit in, folks.
Okay, do the thing you do with your hands. Check this out, Uncle Ned. Check this out. There you go.
Okay. Thank you.
Right there.
Aaron, hover over the short tool.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, really. I mean, I don't know. Depending on how you want to do it. I mean, it's a daily order right there, weekly.
Maybe is there a
Like, if you want to hedge, I mean, you could protect. I mean, I don't know, Dad. How would you do it? Would you would put your stop loss right here and then just hedge it with them 18 pips, or would you just keep it at the weekly up here?
Yeah, I would.
week?
The weekly is good enough. I would hedge, but I mean, it's only 35 pips for a weekly OB. That's excellent.
Yeah.
But just looking at this chart, I don't know that it's going to go back and tap in. That would be tragic for y'all. Let me see. What pair is that?
This is NZD Chef.
um
I don't know. Maybe it'll only hit the monthly. I don't know, because the monthly order block goes slightly lower than the weekly, and that's where it's
NZD Chef is going up. It's going to go tap in.
yeah.
If you had the 8-hour chart, you could see that.
I had a point of interest that I wanted to get in at 64605.
Mine is 64552.
Okay.
I mean, it's still in the same.
Yeah.
About 10 pips ahead. That's cool. But yeah, it's definitely going to go back up and tap in. This will be an excellent trade. Put a bow on it. This one in US all is going to be an excellent trade too.
US what?
Oil.
Oh, what? Wait. Oh, shit. I'm tweaking. All right, come on. Okay. I mean, me personally, I'm not touching these.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I don't even know if we really need to go over these because I'm not touching no GBP, nothing.
Why aren't you touching the GBP?
Because, bro, they move with their own mind and their own brain. It's a warfare. Especially Euro GBP already then got me out of 3. Well, no, it was 2 order block trades. The only 2 I
Listen, EG, you're right. But the GBP against another currency, I mean, has it been disrespectful?
So I don't know.
All I see is a good order block respect right here.
GBP USD kind of been disrespectful. I think GCAD had a nice setup.
Drop down to the weekly. I don't see the disrespect.
Disrespect, but
trade with the charts. Tell you to trade, and you'll be great. You say you weren't gonna trade this pair, but the setup says you should.
Hello.
This chart don't say traded.
It doesn't?
It does. It doesn't.
I thought that was a weekly order block and a daily order block.
They both got weekly and daily order blocks. They got one on the top and the bottom.
How many pips is that?
Probably a good honey bun. Yep. Oh, almost like 88. I mean, but really, the next daily order block would be right here. That's where it rejected off of. For being technical. Technically speaking, it would be this way. A little doji right there. But hey, who knows? I ain't trading. Oh, this one should come back at some point in time.
Again, all the JPY pairs are going to double top and push.
Okay, well, all JPYs gonna double tap and push.
GN. I have to mute you, Brittany. I mean, not Brittany, Brianna.
Mm-mm. Yo.
Got zero range.
Yeah, literally. Wait till we get up out of there. Well,
What is, wait, go anyway. That's cool. I'll look at it later.
what? Yep, JPY double top. We're gonna boop, 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 boop.
How many setups do you have, A2?
Weekly only got 2. But
So
there's a lot of daily setups that have going up. Or I'm not going up that have order blocks. There's a lot of daily order blocks, not weekly.
so post your 2 weeklies and your 2 best dailies.
All right.
Is everybody good with that?
Can you repeat what you just said? I'm sorry.
Post your 2 weeklies, your 2 weekly setups and your 2 best dailies in your trade idea.
I think that makes a lot of sense because there's a lot of opportunities, but I think in Chef that looked really promising, and yeah, I like what you said. 2 weekly setups, 2 daily the best ones. Thank you, AT. You did a really great job.
You really did.
Awesome job. You really did.
Yeah, you did. That was awesome. Awesome.
Do you mind looking at GU for me real
Very
quick?
proud of you, nephew. Very proud. Very proud.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sound like a professional teacher.
And thanks T for teaching us what you taught him, because you know it allows us to understand what he's saying. You know, that's a great thing. So we appreciate you too, even though you be doing the most. We really do appreciate you.
This one we got like a half a compliment. That's pretty
Huh?
good.
So this one of the weeklies.
Okay, because I didn't know, because I was looking at that one earlier and I had made a note to myself that this one has a weekly and a daily OB, but you know, I'm scared of the Todd, don't say nothing smart. I'm scared of the weeks.
I mean, it's not a lot of range. I mean, per se, but I mean, I think there's a. Hold on, this ain't the one.
Hey, everybody in here for Justin's meeting, y'all hang on for about 3 more minutes. This is not Justin's meeting, so you didn't miss anything. This is the tail end of the swing trade session.
Yes, I mean that's a weekly order block trade setup, but there's from weekly order block to weekly order block, there's not really that much. I mean, there's not really that much, right?
A lot of traffic, basically.
It's a lot of,
Okay.
you don't have to fight a lot.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. What was it was in Chef. I know it was one. It was a weekly order block. Yeah, this was one.
Aaron, you don't have a watch list?
No, I don't have no watch list. Oh
I
man.
was sitting here looking for that.
Oh, my fault.
Him or Todd, they just added.
I know, they
at
just
a
be
time.
clicking.
Like,
Like father, like son, I guess.
I don't know why my name comes up. I didn't do it. Did
because you
write
do
it
the
down?
same thing. You don't have a watch list.
Did
You
y'all write
just
it
search
down?
every pair.
Did you write it down?
You're gonna post it, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna post it, but
So post
hello, Pace. What was this? NZD. I can't even see what I'm doing. Sure. Swing. They're going one.
USD Chef was your daily 1, 2, 10. Aaron, I wrote that one down. I didn't write them all down.
Shit, I mean, technically, that's yeah, this definitely going up. How many was this?
It was 121 pips.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hey, AT, while you post those, you can go ahead and kill your screen share.
All right, bet.
Hey, Justin, are you in here?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just listening to music, hanging out.
Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and get out of your way. You can go ahead and do with your screen share and all that good stuff. Hey, if y'all want to communicate, B Chase and Aaron, y'all get on the group text.
All right, there's a lot of people here. All right.
All right, have a good one, everybody. Thanks again, guys.
Thank y'all. Have a good one.
Bye, guys.
Want me to screen share? Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's all yours, Justin.
All right, yeah, I just don't want to step on anyone's toes, so I was waiting for whenever you want me to go.
It's your meeting now.
All right, cool. So let me share my screen real quick, just kind of so you guys can see what the hell I'm looking at. Hold on. Okay, can everyone just let me know if you can see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
You can see my screen. Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna before I start, I just kind of want to like introduce myself and like kind of preface everything, because I think that's more important than me just going in and like teaching you what the hell I do. So I actually had no idea what the hell like Forex was. Like honestly, like 8 months ago, I had no idea what this was. I was down and out. I was living in Maui, Hawaii. I had to make money fast, and I was doing e-commerce. I was doing drop shipping off Amazon. That was like sustaining me, but I didn't really like it, honestly, even though I was making money. I was, it's not something I wanted to do. I met some girl on one of these networking apps, and she actually lived on the next island, Honolulu, and she was a trader. And then I was like, you trade Forex? She's like, yeah. I was like, all right. So like, she basically introduced me to it, and then like from that point on, I was hooked, and I just started like learning a bunch of stuff, like going on YouTube, going and like reading a bunch of different material. And then I hired some dude for like $300 to like teach me like Forex. And he taught me like, the basics, like, like market structure in terms of like the way price moves and stuff. And from there, I pretty much started learning more stuff. And then I got into like, everybody's into this ICT stuff nowadays. I guess, that's what I'm seeing a lot of, like, order blocks, supply and demand, imbalances, liquidity stuff, whatever it is, right? So it's good that I learned all that stuff. But to be honest with you, like at this point in where I'm at, I don't use any of that stuff. It's just good to know. My style of trading is very aggressive. I'm very risky. I don't personally believe in stop losses. I don't believe in risk management in the sense of, 2% risk per trade. This is me personally. I'm not saying that you should do this. I'm just letting you guys know like where I'm coming from. And so I don't do that. One day I was laying in bed, I was just like thinking to myself, I was like, shit, like, all these people were telling me, you want to grow your equity like 5% a month, 10% a month. Like that's a professional trader. In my mind, I'm saying, I was like, that's fucking terrible. I'm never going to get rich at 5% a month. That's crazy. I'll be rich in 10, 20 years. I got no time for all that. So I threw all that stuff away, and I was like, screw it. Like I'm going to risk whatever I want to risk, and I'm going to do whatever I want to do. And I blew a lot of accounts in the beginning. I'm not going to lie, I lost a lot of money. But now I reached a point in my trading path where now I know how it would make money, and it don't matter, as long as I got $500, I can grow that to, sky's the limit basically. So that's my approach to looking at things. The reason I stopped using stop losses is because for me, I scalp. I'm a scalper. And when you scalp, in my opinion, you don't need a stop loss if you know what you're doing, because I've talked to a lot of people and they said, I asked them, how many times have you used a stop loss and it hit your stop loss and then went your way and hit your TP? And they all say the same thing. Oh my God, like all the time. I was like, yeah, that's why I don't use them. I just take a trade and I watch it and I see how it plays out. I hold drawdown. To me, that's risk management is all about holding drawdown. That's the way I view trading, in terms of risk management. Risk management is you place a trade, you get in, how much drawdown can you hold before it actually goes your way and hits TP? That's the only thing I look at, in terms of risk management. And ever since I did that, I haven't really lost any money. I've only been making money and doubling my accounts. So I may be a little controversial. I may do things a little bit different, but hopefully y'all can learn something from this and open your eyes to some new stuff. And we all have different goals and we all have different dreams. Some people are happy, risking 2 to 5%. Some people are happy, whatever it is, So my goal, honestly, personally, is to get rich fast. I don't got 10, 20 years to wait. I want to hit $1 million in my account within the next year, hopefully sooner. But yeah, so I'm going to get into it. So what I do. So first strategy I'm going to share with you. This is what I use for NAS 100. If I follow this, I got to a point where I can just look at I just draw and I'll show you, I'll explain to you what these levels mean, just so you guys know, but I'm going to take it off let me start from the beginning. And I'm sorry if I'm not a good teacher. I don't really teach, but I'm just doing my best. So for this strategy, I use the Heikin-Ashi candlesticks. So I click on the Heikin-Ashi. Reason why I like Heikin-Ashi is because it paints a clear picture in the direction of price and where it's going, at least for me, and I'll explain. And then I use this yellow line here is the 20 moving average. So I just use the Heikin-Ashi candles with the 20 moving average. And then I'm going to give you a sell setup as an example, right? So we're going to look at this area right here specifically. Now, Time frame, like I'll get into that as well, but preferably since I'm a scalper, I like to look at the 5 minute, the 15 minute, and the 1 hour. I don't really look at the monthly, weekly, or daily or 4 hour because there's no point. It doesn't make any sense. I'm not holding trades. I'm getting in and out. So this, I'll give you an example of how I would take a trade here, right? So first thing that I look at is turning points, right? So if you notice, price comes down, it comes up and comes down. You won't know this unless you're watching charts. That's why I told the group, you're going to learn a lot more about trading and how to trade if you literally just sit in front of your damn chart and you just watch price action. Like that's all I did. Like that's how I learned so fast, is just literally sitting in front of my chart and just seeing what the hell price is doing. So I noticed that, like, if you notice this, it goes up, goes down, it goes up, right? I don't care, why it does that, but this is what I care about, is this little area right here. Now, you notice that price isn't willing to go up, right? I don't know why it's not willing to go up. Don't really care. I don't need to know, but I just know that it's not willing to go up. So if it's not willing to go up, then where is it going to go? It's going to go down, because if it can't go up, it's got to go down before it goes back up. That's just how price works. And the reason that that is because you can see all these wicks, right? It's like wick, 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 wick. I don't know why it stopped there. Don't really care, but all I know that me personally, I take a sell. Now I'm aggressive, so I probably would have sold after all these wicks here. I probably would have gotten somewhere around here. But if you want to play it safe, the way that the strategy works is based on 4 confluences. So I'm just going to type it out here. What you need. So first you need the 20 average. Second thing you need is called an awesome, and I'll show you guys like where to find this stuff if you want to use the strategy, and I'll show you some other stuff too. And then the fourth is AEX. Those I believe are the only things. Let me see if I'm missing anything. No, that's it. Okay, cool. So let me just change this, make it bigger. So these are the only like things that you need for this to work. If you do follow this strategy, 90% of the time you'll win. Like honestly, if you really stick to it, that's how accurate it is. So for this area right here, how do you guarantee that you're going to make money in a sale? Like, if you place a sell, right? So first confluence would be crossing over the 20 moving average. So that's number one. The price crossed below the 20 moving average. So I'm just looking at this area right here. Okay, yes, it did. Second confluence I look for is this right here. I don't know if y'all can see this candle right here. I'll try to zoom in, make it a little bit bigger. But do you notice that on this candle, there's no shadow or no wick at the top? Do you guys see that?
Yes, we see it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the second confluence. So first confluence for a sell is it crosses below the 20 moving average. And then this, so that's the first confluence. Second confluence is this candle closes without any shadow or any wick. I automatically know that prices got enough momentum to continue going down. So I just place, a sell there but I'm more aggressive and I place it up here. But I'm trying to keep it safe for y'all that are. So that's the second confluence I look for. One is crossing below the 20 moving average. Second is no shadow or no wick at the top. And then I'll double click here. I have some more stuff here because I like to look at different stuff, but all you need is these two up here. This is momentum and this is the MACD. Sometimes I play around with that, but for this strategy to work, I'll just remove that for now because you don't really need it. So for this to work, essentially what I do is, this is the ADX. So I don't know if anybody's familiar with ADX, but it's average directional movement index. And it basically just determines the direction of price in the sense of momentum. Like basically the same thing as momentum, at least in my opinion. I personally, I really don't know if that's true, but this is what I look for. So 20 moving average across, that's one. Second, no wick or shadow. And if you look down here, this is the awesome oscillator. It's basically the same thing as a MACD. So, whatever you want to use, it's the same thing. I use awesome oscillator more because I think it's more accurate. But this crossed below the 0 line. So you can see how this is 0 right here. So now I have 1 confirmation, 2 confirmation, look down here, 3 confirmation. And then if I look over here at the ADX, the red crossed over the green and it's going up. Now I drew this line at 20. The reason I draw the line at 20 is because that gives me a general consensus of how strong the trend is in the sense of, you know, the direction it's going. So that is essentially what I look for in a sell, right? So how do I know when to get out? That's a whole other conversation that I'll share with you in a second, but does everyone understand that so far? Have any questions?
Yes, I understand it.
Okay.
It makes a lot of sense, man. You do a lot of the same stuff I do, man. It makes a lot of sense.
Okay, cool.
So I want to find out, but your NAS, you use like 5 minutes time frame for analyzing your chart, if I'm correct.
Yeah, that's what I'm on right now, the 5 minute. Why, you want me to go a different time frame?
I'm just asking if that's the only time frame you use to analyze your chart.
No, not always. I mean, to be honest with you, like I kind of free flow things because I already know what I'm looking for. Like I'll give you an example, right? Let me go to the 1 hour, right? So let's just say I go to the 1 hour, right? And I'll explain what all these dang lines mean. But let me just delete this for a second. So this is the 1 hour, right? So same thing would apply here on a 1 hour chart. Like if price closed below the 20, you can see the awesome oscillator. Every price is fractal, right? So whatever happens on the hour is happening on a smaller time frame. So I don't need to look at a higher time frame to know where price is going because I'm scalping. You know, that to me that's just a waste of my time because I'm looking to get in and out. So, and a lot of people think I'm crazy because he's like, dude, you can't just use one time frame to trade. Like you got to use multiple time frames. I was like, no, dude, like I only use one like most of the time. And for me, there's no really point to do that because I know where NAS is going 90% of the time because that's all I do is sit in front of the chart and watch it. So I'm always on the 5 minute chart. Like, you know, that's pretty much, I don't know if that's the answer you're looking for, but that's really all I look at, honestly. I sit in front of the 5 minute chart and I just watch what price is doing. And then I wait to get in. Now, the easiest way to get in besides like, you know, this wick is turning points, right? So everybody's familiar with turning points or no? Like meaning to say like price will drop to a certain level and then it'll turn. So basically it goes like, you know, price came down here and came up here and then came down here and came down here. This is like structure, right? So this is basically what market structure is all about. And that's why when I say market structure, it's because it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up. And it stopped here. No clue why it stopped there, but you know, I bought here when the market was live because I was just like, all right, cool. It's like wick. Price ain't going down. So let me just get in on this candle right here and went up. And then that's how I made 2,500 in, you know, on Friday from a small account. Because that's what I was doing. I was sitting in front of the chart and I was just watching what the hell it's doing. I don't need to wait for, you know, the crossovers to the moving average and all these things. But for anybody who's a new trader that, you know, isn't as familiar with the way price moves and structure, this is going to save you a lot of losses and a lot of headaches. So I'm going to give you an example for a buy opportunity, which would be here, right? So same thing applies, right? So price crosses the moving average, right? You can see this candle right here, there's no shadow or wick at the bottom, right? This green candle. So and then if you look down here at the awesome oscillator, price was below zero. Now it shifted above zero. And down here, ADX crossed over and it's above the 20. So I know it's got enough momentum to go up. So here you could have bought, and if let's just say you bought here, right? So let's just say you bought here, 14,790. Let's do 14,790. And then you get out up here, right? So what is that? 36 plus 10, 46. That's 460 pips that you would have caught if you took that trade, because each point is worth 10 pips. So you just do the math, you know, depending on your lot size, 460 pips times a 0.1 is $460. Or if you do, you know, a 0.01, I believe that is almost $50. And then a 0.03 would be almost $150. So you got to know your lot sizes and the pip count to determine, you know, how much money you want to make. In terms of exiting, like how do I know to get out of a trade, right? Like, because people always think that your entries are the most important. To me, they're not. I really don't care when I get in. I care when I get out. That's more important, you know, because you'll cut your losses early and you'll secure your profits. Some people hold on to trades expecting it to hit TP, they'll be up in the blue at like $300, and all of a sudden it goes against them, and now they're negative and they start freaking out. So for me, you got to really know when you want to get out, and it's not about setting TPs. Personally, I don't set any TP. I mean, I'll set a TP just in case, but I'll close a trade. I don't really ever wait for it to hit TP unless I'm like super confident or I'm not really caring to look at the chart. And you know, that comes with some practice, but that's one way to do it. Does that make sense? Does anyone have questions?
Yeah, I think in the chat, someone is asking if you could go through the ADX again.
Oh yeah, I'm not looking at the chat. So yeah, if you can let me know if someone's asking something. Let me see.
Also,
Okay.
I think if anyone maybe has a question, or you could just unmute yourself and then ask the question as we go through. This
Yeah.
is Frederick, by the way, in case anyone is just trying to figure out who Jamil is. I'm the same person.
Okay. Yeah. If anybody wants to unmute and ask questions, like please do. Like take advantage. Like I'll share anything and everything, whatever you want to know. But in terms of ADX, it's average directional index movement. So the red is this basically the way I look at it is red is sell, green is buy. When red crosses over the green going up, that's a sell. When the green crosses above the red going up, that's a buy. It's basically measuring momentum of price. It's basically the same thing as momentum. You know, that's the way I look at it. I don't know if that's true, but that's how I've been using it personally. And I draw a 20 here, like, you know, I just take the thing here and I just put it here and I put 20 because I know that 20 is the average range, you know, daily range or whatever you want to call it. That seems to be my sweet spot. You know, I don't know, I figured it out one day. I really don't have a good explanation for that, but all you need to know is that if you're looking for a buy opportunity, the green has to cross above the red, as you can see here. And then here it needs to cross above the 0, and then price needs to close above here, as you can see here. Now, would I have taken it, like, if you may be asking, well, you know, like, does it work all the time? Well, I don't know. Like, if you look at this one, right? This happened, this crossed above the 20 moving average, right? And then you can see here, it's this is above the 0, green crossed over the, you know, green crossed over the red. But then look what happened with price, right? Price kind of went sideways, obviously, because the market was closing. Now, I told everyone in the general chat, like, you know, as soon as the market opens up today, I'm buying NAS. Like, that's just what I'm doing. I'm buying NAS and I'm holding. You know, do I know it's going to go up? I have no idea. But by looking at this, this tells me like two things. Like, one, it's consolidating, right? So what happens after it consolidates, right? Well, it can either do one, two things. It can go up or it can go down. My consensus is it's going to go up. Why is it going to go up? Because if you look over here to this area, like price refused to go up here to this zone, whatever you want to call it. You know, these are Heikin-Ashi, so I'll change it to regular candlesticks in a second. But the last candle that closed was up. But that essentially is my bias. My bias is going up. Like, you know, I'm buying NAS as soon as the market opens. My first TP, where's that? I don't know what it's going to be open with. It might already hit TP because I was going to exit at 1864 because I'm scalping. If it's at 14.842, 42, 52, 62, so that's 200 pips. I would catch if it opens. But essentially, that is the strategy that I use when I'm scalping. I don't use it as much anymore. Right now, I use just price action. I don't look at anything else, but like this is what I look at every day. So if you notice, like with price, right? Like, so price will always consolidate, like NAS, meaning I'm talking about NAS. Like price will consolidate, right? Like this stuff, like can't really trade because there's nothing there. So when you go here, there's not really too much to trade in the sense of following structure, unless you notice that, okay, it goes down, it goes up, goes down, it goes up, goes down, it goes up, and then it stalls here. Like on the Heikin-Ashi, like that's what I was showing you. There's like price for some reason it stalled here. Same thing happened on Heikin-Ashi, you know, price stalled here. And then that's why I chose to sell, because I was just like, all right, well, price ain't going up, so it's got to go somewhere. It's going to go down. And then it went down. The same thing goes for here, right? Like same thing. Like look at this here, right? Price is here, right? Double top, you know, I don't know if this is double top. To me, I call it a double top, but you know, where you have equal bodies, not the wicks. And then equal bodies, price drop. Even down here, if you look here, right? Look at this right here. Don't look at the wicks, look at the candles. These two candles, green, red. That's why I took a buy. Why? Because look at, they're equal. Equal bottoms, gonna go up. Same thing. Look at this at the top here. Equal tops, gonna drop. Pretty, you know, that's basically it. Like that's as simple as it gets. Like that's how price moves. Like, you know, that's what I look for. Then you can catch a lot of moves. Like that's really all you need to. You can open up a chart, open up a 5 minute if you're scalping, and be like, all right, cool. Like, where's price right now? It's like, if I see this, like, you know, if I see this here and this here and this here, I can't do anything because I don't know what price is doing. But then I see this here, and then I see this here, and then I see this here, and I say, okay, like price is doing something. And I know that with these previous two candles, I don't care about these candles right here, but these two, price is relatively equal on the bottom, like it's not willing to go lower. So I need more confirmation. So once I get 1, 2, 3 not going lower, and then this candle opens up as a buy, I'm good to go to take it. And I'm willing to take that. You know, it's all about taking risk, right? Because you don't know. You know, you can make up all these different reasons and things that, you know, why price does this, why it does that, but I don't need to know, you know, why it does it. I really don't care. I just need to know that, you know, is it going to work or is it not going to work? And then, you know, when am I going to get out of the trade? And the way that I get out of the trade is I look for 25 to 50 points, like since I'm scalping, like that's how I know when to exit, is I generally look for 25 to 50 points, which is 250 to 500 pips. So that's what I look for personally. And these lines, I'll explain these lines and what the hell they mean. So I personally, I use, I have an indicator. I can share it with the group, you know, if you guys want that. It works for any pair, any currency, whatever you use. And these indicator, this indicator shows me, you know, the resistance and the key levels and the support and the pivot levels. So if I drop down to the 15-minute chart, like price was struggling to break the pivot level according to the indicator. So when it finally broke the pivot level and it consolidated and never came back up, you could have placed a sell like anywhere here and just held it. Because I mean, me personally, I know that price is going to go. I knew on Friday price was going down. That's why I told everyone, like, just sell NOS, like NOS is going down. But essentially, if it hasn't broken above the pivot level and it's been playing and it finally crossed down, pivot level is basically like the direction of where price is going. You know, if everyone has ever heard of a pivot level before, that's basically what it is. You know, once it crosses below the pivot level, that means price is heading down. If it goes up, plays around and starts, you know, like moving up, then obviously that price is going up. But if you need help with like where price is going, you just really can use a moving average. Like, you know, if you're scalping, like you just use moving average, you know, right? Like, so if I look at the daily chart, right, and like NOS is going up, and I'm only looking at the daily or the 4 hour, and like NOS is going up, then I would have missed all this money right here. So 14,860 to 14,730, 730, 830. That's like 1,000 and change pips. So that's why I really don't care about the higher time frames, because I scalp, because they're irrelevant. I don't need to know that. And if you look at here, this is what price action is. Like, this is actually a really perfect example. Like right here, this is exactly what price action is, and this is market structure. So if you see this, right, goes down, goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down, goes up, goes, and then here's what they call a fail swing, right? So you could have placed a buy here, you could have placed a buy here, and then when you saw this struggle and then it broke below here, there's a fail swing. So you can either sell here or wait for it to come back up, retest, and drop. That's basically a simple market structure. Like that's what I look for too. That's what I call market structure. If anyone's curious, like what the hell market structure is, that's literally all market structure is. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Oh, and then if it failed to go higher, it stalled. So obviously it's going to go down, because if it's not going to go higher, it has to go down before it can go higher. Even though it may ultimately want to go higher, in order for price to actually go higher first, what it always does is it drops and then it goes higher. And then, you know, or people call that, you know, a run on liquidity or whatever you want to call it. I really don't see it as that. I really don't care, but I just know from watching price that that's what price does. When it stalls at a level, it goes down first to build momentum and then it goes up. to seek whatever was going. So for here is like the same thing, like, like price here. This is on Friday, so I know for a fact price is going up. Like that's why I'm buying NAS when market opens, even though there's a gap here. I don't really pay attention to gaps anymore. No, yeah, you can place a sell, but you're going to be in crazy drawdown. You have a higher probability of winning if you place a buy when the market opens and going up. I mean, that's my bias, and that's what I'm doing. Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
Okay, I
Yeah,
have
it
a
makes
question.
sense.
It makes sense.
Does anyone have any questions?
I do, because
Yeah.
I think it's a little fast. So can you explain again why your bias is a buy? Is it because average or because I don't know? I mean, I didn't get that.
Yeah. Do you mean for my strategy, or you mean for when the market opens?
For market open. I mean, both really, because brand new.
Yeah. Well, so for the market opens, I mean, to me, it's just pretty obvious in the sense of like, if you look at this, right? This is consolidation, right? And price stopped here. So what's most likely going to happen is going to keep pushing, then go down, and then it may either continue to push or it may continue to go down. I really don't know that, but I know that it broke this area and never went higher, right? Because if you notice that, so ultimately, where's it going to go? It's probably going to go back here to retest it or grab liquidity, however you want to look at it. I'm talking about this area right here.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, to me, I keep things very simple. Like to me, it's all about simplicity, and that's basically that's why it's my bias. I don't need like the moving average to tell me, where it's going. I just look at the structure of it. So it's like, okay, cool, like consolidated, broke above it. Where's it going to go next, right? Oh, okay, it's probably going to go here. It's the most logical place like that it would go. So that's why I'm buying and holding, personally, because I know I'm 100% sure it's going to go there. But in terms of the strategy, like I use Heikin-Ashi, and then like this is like a perfect sell opportunity. Like this is like a perfect opportunity because this is crystal clear. You can't really get any better than that because it crossed below the 20 moving average, and you can see that there's no shadow, meaning there's no wick above this candle. And what does that tell you? Well, that tells you that there's momentum. That's all it means when there's no wick and there's no shadow above the candle. If it's a bearish candle, that just tells you that there's momentum to the downside. That's literally all it means. And then when you look down at the awesome oscillator, or it's the same thing as MACD, it's below the zero line. And if it's below the zero line, that means that there's momentum to the downside. And then this thing with the ADX crossing over the green, clearly it's been over the green down here, if you see, for a bit. So even if I could have gone in earlier, I probably you could have gone in right here at this candle, right above here. But if you want more confluences, and to play it safe, that's what you look for essentially. Now for this one here, like when I say turning points too, it's like if you look here, like you can see like the green crossed over, and then a cream here, and there's momentum. But if you look at the bottom right here, I would have never taken a buy because clearly it's still below the zero line, even though it's green, it's below the zero. That's too risky. Do you see what I mean?
So for the MACD to buy, should it be above the zero line for you to buy it?
Exactly. So this, even though like you can see this, like there's no shadow here on this candle, there's no wick at the bottom, crossed over the green, right? But this right here is telling me that there's still momentum on the downside. I will never take a buy because that's too risky. But if I move over here now, right, to this area, you can see what I'm talking about. See how down here it crossed over the green, it shifted above the zero line. So now there's momentum. And then this candle right here, there's no wick or shadow. So this would have been a perfect entry, and you would have caught a couple hundred pips. So that's what I mean. I look for. And then,
so the difference between these Heikin-Ashi and regular candles is that, I mean,
to me, they just tell a better story, I guess. It's just, you know, this is my preference. Like, and to me, it's easier to see momentum with them. Like,
Okay.
that's why I use it, is because like I can see momentum. Like, I don't need to look at anything else. Like, you know, I don't need to look at the, because like, okay, like let me just show you an example, right? Let me just zoom in right here so you can see what I'm talking about. When I asked you guys if you know what turning points is, like this is what I meant, is like, so price came down, came up, came down, came up, and it just stalled here, right? So I can see like it stalled here. And then if you notice that this candle right here had no shadow, no wick. So me personally, since I've been doing this for a while, I would have sold on this candle. I was held in until it dropped. Where would my TPB be? Take profit be? Well, if I got in at 14,850, it would have been 14,800, you know, or 14,825, because I told you my sweet spot is 25 to 50 points, just because I know how NOS moves. So that, you know, it would have been easily hit because it went way below that. I went all the way down. So I can choose to trail a stop loss, or, you know, open another trade. Like, you know, I can open up another trade. If I see another entry I want to get in at. But that's basically all I look at. I go back and forth, like, honestly, between like Heikin-Ashi and regular candles, because the only difference is with Heikin-Ashi and a regular is that you can't see structure as clear. Like here, like, you know, you can clearly see that you can get in the buy. You can buy here, you can go up, you can be a buyer here because it's creating structure. This is basically all structure really is, you know, higher highs and higher lows, right? Like, I'm sure you guys all know that. Like that's what market structure, that's a pattern, you know, market structure, whatever you want to call it. So you could have bought here, you could have bought here, and then, you know, you would have had to exit up here though, because if you bought here, let's just say 14,800, and then you got out of 1425 or 1450. Did it hit 40? Yeah, it did hit 50. Okay. Let me see. 14,852. Yeah. So 25 to 50, 250 to 100, 250 to 500 pips, you still would have caught. So that's basically market structure. Like, that's market structure in a nutshell. That's what it looks like. You know, that's all it looks like. And then, as always, NOS does the same thing every single time. Consolidates. Every time it consolidates, they're going to push up or push down. That's all it does. And then,
I have a question. Oh, sorry.
yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
First, you're doing a really good job teaching. Second, I just wanted to see, can you show us where to find the indicators? I just want to make sure I'm getting the correct ones.
Oh yeah. So sorry. So okay. So you go here to indicators. I just have a bunch of different ones, but this is the average directional index. This is what it's called, and then the awesome oscillator. These two, and then the moving average. I don't use moving average exponential. I use the simple moving average. Simple moving average to me is more effective than the exponential. And then for your settings, like, let me just move my screen. Oops. Let me see. Okay, here. This is what it looks like. So this is what it looks like when you get it. Now I got something else that can be helpful for people who are not able to pull the trigger. Like, even though you may have all the confluences, right? Some people just literally just don't know when to buy or sell. Like, they just don't have, you know, have the trigger finger, so to speak. So I'm going to share with you what you can use, but in a second. But this is what I'm using. I just changed the colors. You know, I changed the colors for the plus and the minus because it might be a different color. But this is what it was called, average directional index.
Okay, thank you.
And then the awesome oscillator is what I use. And then I use momentum too, because momentum to me is like just helpful. Like, you know, like just helps me like get a better picture as well, like, you know, where price is going. But let me just share something with you guys too, because some people I know, like, does anybody here like have your like setup and confluences, but you just like don't know when to pull the trigger to buy or sell? I'm just curious.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. So I'm going to share like another indicator with you that you can use. I go back and forth between two. So like, I'll just put it on real quick so you can see. So this is one, let me see. Yeah. So I'll share this one in a second, but you can even see like, so if you don't know, right? Like, okay, cool. So I gave a sell signal here, right? Okay. Sell signal here. You could have taken it here, even though it's an early entry. But once you had saw this, and then, obviously this had already crossed, and you can see this is momentum. You can use it or not use it, but when it comes to momentum, I put it on the 100 line. Oops, where'd it go? Yeah, okay, there you go. That's why. So you can see momentum is clearly still on a downtrend. But I'll share this indicator with you guys. This is what it's called. And these are the settings if you want to use it. I'll just share it with you first. So it's called, what is it? Chandelier Exit by Everget. So this is just to help you, if you really, if you're afraid of placing a buy or sell, you don't have, the trigger finger, even though you see the confluence. So if you get Chandelier Exit, and then these are what the settings would look like. So basically you just change the ATR period to 1, the ATR multiplier to 1.85, and then you just uncheck this box. And then you go to style after you do this. And then you uncheck everything. You only check off buy label, sell label, and then you just change this to below the bar and this to above the bar. And then that's it. And then you hit OK. And then it'll tell you, like it'll give other signals, right? Like, it'll give signals, but that's where your confluences come in, so like, as I mentioned here, like, if it gave a buy signal here, right, guys, you can look down here, you can see the red is still above the green and it's still below the 0. So I would have never taken that signal because to me that don't make any sense. But if I gave a signal here and I came down, I saw this right here. It's even though it's below the 0 and it's still green. Let's zoom in on this. That's fine because I see it's losing its buy momentum. Because when it's green, that means it's buying, but there's no momentum in it. But down here, the red crossed over the green even earlier, and it gave a sell. So that would have been a perfect setup alongside with the fact that price ain't willing to go up because it's stalling here. So that would have been a perfect entry. And then same thing for here for the buy. This was like where I showed you guys where to take your buys. Even though it gave a buy signal, here you could have entered over here if you wanted to play it safe, or if you saw market structure, you know what market structure is, you can just enter it somewhere around this area too and been fine. But if you entered here, price did cross over the green, but it wasn't above the 0. So it's a little bit more risky, but you could have waited till here, like around this area to enter, and it would have been fine. You would have been safe. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so like that's basically like, yeah, that's like it in a nutshell. Does anyone have any questions?
I do. So what's your favorite time frame to trade? Is it the 5 minute?
Yeah, I only use the 5 minute, honestly. I will go to the, like, since I'm scalping, I'll go to the 5 minute, right? Or I'll go to the 3 minute, because 3 minute may have better entries for me. Or I'll go to the 2 minute sometimes, not always, because 2 minute is too noisy. Like if you kind of look at like, like this stuff, like there's nothing really you can take here. To me, this is like this is where you could sell, because obviously even on the smaller, like price is fractal, right? Like, so you can see this here on the 2 minute chart. Price is just not willing to go above here. It's just not willing at all. So it's going to go down. But even on the 2 minute chart, it creates structure, which you can see here, right? So price goes down, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Are
Yeah.
you on the chart all day, or
Okay.
you just trade a particular time? Are you on the charts throughout the day, or do you just trade one particular time throughout?
No, I'm oh, that's a good question. So all right, so I'll give you a quick tip. So if I don't want to be on, I'm not in front of the charts all day, honestly. So what you can do is one of two things, right? So if you're using like, signals, like the buy and sell signals, right? What you do is you click on this 3 button here. You go to add alert. And then I do once for bar. And then I go here to change the day, because you only get like, I think like 30 days for the alert, and then you got to create it again. And I change that, and then I type my alert name as, as I used to have alerts for a bunch of different stuff, but this would be, buy now 100. And I hit create, and then I do the same thing. I create another alert, and then I do it for sell. And the same thing, then I do, sell now. So I have TradingView on my phone, right? So I'll get a pop-up on my phone saying sell now or buy now, right? And then that's when I go to the charts, and I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I won't place the trade. I'll open the chart and see like where price is at, because I always look at structure and price action first. You could do the same thing for ADX, right? So if you use ADX, like ADX is a little bit more accurate. Personally, I think ADX is very accurate.
It's real time. Yeah, that's why I like ADX a lot myself. So,
yeah, I think ADX is like really accurate. So that's what I use. Like mostly, I go to add alert for ADX, and then I do plus. So this is for buy sign, right? So you want to do crossing up for the directional moving down, this. So if you want to create a buy signal for ADX, this is what you do. You do plus, crossing up of the minus, once per bar, change this to a later time. And then you just change, you got to change these 2 things down here. And then if you want to create it for a sell alert, then you just change this to minus. And then you change this to crossing down, and then you change this to the plus, and then that's what you would do. And then you just create, sell mass 100.
Can you scroll back up really fast? I'm gonna screenshot that sale one.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I will use that because I use ADX more so than the candlesticks. I like.
Yeah.
Over it. Sale like it's like 99.9% accurate.
Yeah.
So I agree.
That's why I love it. That's why I love it. Like, but nowadays, like, like I already know how price moves. So like, this is literally all I'm looking at, like when I'm in front of the chart, like when I'm trading. If I'm not feeling confident that day, because something can happen. Life is fucking unexpected. Like shit can happen, right? That's when I'll start throwing on like this stuff. Like I'll start throwing on this. I'll open up this. Because this removes the emotions, even though you may, be going through a breakup, a divorce, a loss of a parent, whatever the hell you're going through, you still need to be making your money, right? So this is when I'll throw on this stuff. If I'm not in the right mindset, I'll throw on all this stuff and look at it. But if I'm if I'm feeling good in the right mindset, then this is literally all I look at. I'm just like, all right, cool. Like, what's price doing? Because if you just like no structure, like this is the best example. Like you can't get any better than that, right? Like goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down. That's what that's what market structure is. That's all structure is. And then it broke to the downside, right? And that's what people call a failed swing, right? Because it just and then broke. Didn't go higher, but it broke this low. And you could have sold here. You would have been in some drawdown, but you would have been in profit. Or you could have entered here, whatever you want to do. But that's basically it. That's what I do.
I have another
Did you
question.
say there was, sorry, I was gonna ask, did you say there was an indicator that you're using for those like support and key level pivot
Oh
level
yeah.
lines?
Yeah. I don't know if I'm allowed to send it into the Discord, but if you private message me on Discord, I will send it to you and I'll help you get, help you set it up.
Awesome, thank you.
I don't want to break no rules, in the community, but if you private message me on Discord, I'll send it to you. Yes, no problem.
Hey Justin, you can send it to the Discord. My brother's not gonna care. You can put it in the Discord if you want.
All right. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. What channel would be okay to put it in?
I don't know all that. I mean, I don't think he's gonna take your head off if you put it in the wrong place. So
All right, you just get my back if he says anything.
tell him just put it somewhere, let him know where it is, and just tell
Okay.
him his brother said it was all good.
Okay.
Justin posted in indices.
Put it in indices or education.
Yeah.
I'll put in education. I think that's good. I think education makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Okay. But yeah, so that's my bias. Like, you know, if you guys are asking me what am I doing when the market opens, well, that's I'm buying NAS. Like that's what I'm doing. I'm buying NAS. I'm buying NAS as soon as the market opens. I'm buying NAS. That's what I'm doing.
So Justin, can I ask one last question? I'm not sure if I get the
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah. Sorry. Of course.
You said your exits are where? Is this like all these lines that you have?
Yeah.
That's
So
where you
these,
want to exit?
yeah. So these lines help me with my exits. That's why I have them. You know, these lines are more for me if I'm in a not in the right mind space. My exits are 25 to 50 points. Like that's what I was saying before, is like 25 to 50 points is what I look for. And what I mean by that is, like, if you look at this, if you look at where is it, 14,800, where is that? Okay, so let's use this, right? I'll just show you an example. Okay, so this is 14,800, this line right here, right?
Mhm.
Now, if I saw, like, you can't see any of this stuff, you know, because the price is moving, right? But I'll give you, I'll do a bar replay so you can see what I'm talking about. This will be maybe easier for you to understand. So let's just say this is all you see, right? So price is going down. Now price is stalling here, right? But I don't know what it's doing yet. Personally, I don't know. Okay, now I know what it's doing. Now price wants to go up. Now I know price is going to go up. So now I look for some structure. Okay, price came down. Okay. Boom. I'll stop right there. Now I know price is going up. So I would have taken a buy right here. How do I know it's going up? Well, because it created structure. If you look here, right, it's stalled here. It's not willing to go lower, right? And then if you look up, this green candle broke this down candle here. That would have never happened if price wanted to continue going lower, in my opinion. So what did and then this is structure right here, right? Look, if it goes down, goes up, goes down. Sorry, it goes up, goes down, and then goes up. And then what's price going to do? Well, it's probably going to go down and it's going to go up. So then if that's what, this is where I would have entered, which is, no, 14,800. Is that 14,800? Oh no, sorry, this is 14,800. I'm looking. Well, you can get it there, you can get in there. So anyway, so I'll press play just so you can see what price does. So it goes up, yep, yep. It's going to go up, it's going to go down. Yep, and that's where you can enter 14,800 because it's just creating structure and then stop. So now this is 14,800, right? If my sweet spot is 25 pips, that would have been right here. Now, where did I come up with that number? Well, it's because I only trade NAS and I watch it like always, and I know exactly how it moves. Like NAS will always move at least, you know, 25, 50 pips. Sorry, 25, 50 points. It stalls every level, meaning to say, like here, it's what is this, 14,730. So usually it stalls every 15 points. So meaning if this was 14,715, next spot would be 14,730, then 14,745, which, let's see, yep, which it did, because you can see here it stopped, and then 14,750, 650, 65, so that went somewhere around here. Yeah, which it did, and then 65, 5, what is that, 65, 5, 7, was it 65, 5, 7, 80, 14,780, somewhere around here. Yeah, which it did right here, and then yeah. So that's what I do. I just look for 25 to 50 points.
Okay.
And I look for structure. Like this is the best example that you can get for like market structure. And it happens every single day. Like every single day. Even here, like even if you want to get on a sell, right? Just really quickly. This is market structure right here. I'll show you guys in a sec. Let me just zoom. Okay. So price stalled here, so you know it's not going to go up, right? So what did price do? It comes down, comes up, comes down, comes up, comes down, comes up, comes down. So it's creating structure. Now you could have sold either here, or probably, you know, you wouldn't probably have seen that, so you could have sold here. You could have sold here. On this level, you would have probably been in some drawdown if you hold it, but that's why I don't use stop losses. So if I sold here, what was this, 14,745, 14,745, 45, and then held it to here, was it 25, 22? Yeah, so this is where like you have to be willing to take out your profits because you might not get it. You know, you might not get 25 to 50 points. That's why I always tell people, you know, profit taken is profit kept. Even though my target, and I may set a TP to 25 to 50 points, I still exit. You know, I don't really care because there's opportunities everywhere. You know, there's always opportunities. Like you can see here, like this is structured to right down, up, down, up. Like all these is happening all throughout the day. This you can't trade. You know, this stuff you can't really trade. You can, but you're gonna get chopped up because price ain't doing anything. It's just sideways. So you really just can't do anything. You know, if you open up a chart and you see this stuff, it's not worth it. But if you see something like this, just kind of go back, like price stalled here, then what it did, it went down, it went up, it went down, it went up, it went down, it went up, it went down. So you could have entered in cells, you know, anywhere. You could enter in cell, you can enter the cell here, you could enter in the cell here, and you would have been totally fine because price is going down. You know, it's not willing to go up. If you look at this candle, like these green candles, right? Let's zoom in. So you see this green candle, like, right? This one right here.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
you see this one right here.
Yes.
Now, if you look closely, price never went above it, right? And then if you look at this next one, price never went above it. I don't, you know, you can make up as many reasons as you want, but for me, that tells me that I'm good to go in selling it because price is not willing to go higher. If you got this candle, bullish candle that's, you know, going down, I'm not looking to buy, I'm looking to short. That's basically another way I look at it. And then even here, you got structure here too. There's another structure, right? Price goes down, and then what happened? It went up, it went down, it went up, it went down, it went up. This is what you call a fail swing, a failure swing, because price came down, stalled, and then went up, and then where did it break? Well, it broke right here. It broke this candle, broke this candle right here. If you see that, and then where did it return to? Well, it came back down where it broke the candle. You know, you can call it order block, you can call whatever you want to call it. It doesn't really matter. All that matters is that it's creating some form of structure. And that's exactly what it did. Came up, came down, came up, came down, came up. So you can enter a buy here. You could even enter a buy here. You might have been a little too late here because there's too much momentum because these are big candles. But you can bought here, you could have bought here, or you know, if you're more risky, you can buy here. And you just open, and then this one would have told you the indicator I showed you. If you can't pull the trigger, you could have bought here because you would look now. You don't need all these other confluences, but you can if you look here. What I taught you, ADX crossed over the red above the 0. You would have been good to take a buy on this candle right here, or here. I mean, I don't know if people are that risky to take it on a sell, but I am. But you could have done that. But essentially, I always look to the left. You know, I always look to the left and see what the hell has been happening. And then that's when I noticed, I was like, okay, cool. Price came down, it stalled. And then what happened next? Oh, it broke above this, you know, previous low point or bearish candle. So in my mind, I'm like, oh, price is going up. Now, where's the most logical place it's going to go? Well, I don't know. Let's look to the left. It's probably going to go above here. Okay, if it breaks that, well, where's it going to go next? I don't know. Probably going to go above here. Where's it going to go next? Well, I have no idea. It could even possibly go above here, but it didn't. Why didn't it go above there? I don't know. Don't care. But the safest thing to look at is like, for sure, it's going to go above here. It may even go above here. Most likely here, because if you can see, the bodies of these candles are equal. That's probably why I went up there and stalled. And that would, if I got in on a buy here, that probably would have been my TP. Was at 15,042. And if my entry was 1442, it's like 42, 52, 60. That's like 620 pips. I would have caught right there with that one move. This happened, and then this happens all day long, you know. So you don't really need to sit in front of your chart. Someone asked me like, when do I trade? Honestly, you can trade. If you want me to give you a time frame, if you're looking at indices, 9:30 to 11:30. That's the sweet spot. That's when there's the most volatility and most action. 9:30 in the morning to 11:30 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time, Monday to Friday.
Market open.
Yeah. Now, me personally, I'm in front of the chart from 7 to 12, you know, or 8 to 12, because I know for a fact there's moves happening at, you know, 7 o'clock in the morning. I see it all the time. So personally, I sit in front of the chart from 7 to 12. Like that's my schedule, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, man, I see a lot of similarities with what you do and your thought process and how I trade. So
yeah,
everything you said makes 100% sense to me because I don't use a stop loss. I'm risky as hell.
Yeah.
I go for the gusto, but I'm a firm believer on taking my money when I see it. Like,
yeah.
if it's there, it's there. I'm not waiting around on it.
No, bro.
And I hold drawdown a lot, you know, so.
Same.
Everything you just said, like literally, I've been preaching that for about a month.
Oh, cool. Oh, I'm glad, man. I'm glad someone gets it, because like I was telling someone I could be a little controversial because I don't subscribe to a lot of this stuff. But I told someone I don't use stop losses, like she almost had a heart attack.
Yeah, I get it. I believe me. I don't use them either. I understand.
It's like if you have $500 and you're trading NAS, you should never be using more than a 0.03. 0.03 is the highest you can possibly use, unless you know what the hell you're doing. Otherwise, you can't hold drawdown. That's just it. You can't hold it. That's why I told my friend. Ever since I told him that, he's been making money, because I don't know what the hell lot sizes he was using, but he was using more than a 0.03. I was like, dude, you can't do that. That's not how it works. Because like, I'll give you an example, right? Like, let's just say let's say I place it. I'll give you guys an example, right? Let's just say like I fucked up, right? I placed a buy right here, right? So is this 14,813? So I placed a buy here, totally fucked up. I was like, oh yeah, market's doing this. It's gonna go up. It's gonna go down. It's gonna go up. Well, guess what? That didn't happen. It went down. But if I had a stop loss here, but my TP was here, I would have lost all that money, but I would have still made money if I held it and didn't have a stop loss. So that's why I don't use them. Because as long as, even if I'm wrong, I need to know how much of a move it's going to go down and draw down before it goes my way. That's the risk management I use. Like that's how my risk management works. And how you know that is by the amount of money you have in your account and the lot size that you're using. That's basically all I look at. So if I have like $1,000 in my account and I drop 0.03 and it goes all the way here, I'm good to go. I'm not stressing. But if it goes lower than here, then I might start thinking about what I'm going to do next. Because if I look here, yeah, it broke this low, but it stalled and didn't break this low, and it decided to go up. So this way I'm safe, you know, in terms of like, you know, got to know when you're going to exit is what I said, right? So if I see this and I made a place to buy here, but it don't go my way, I'm watching fucking price. I'm like sitting in front of chart. I'm like, all right, let me see what you're doing. And I'm watching this happening. And I'm like, and as soon as I see this, like it's stalling and creating like equal lows here, to me, that's like making me feel good. I'm like, oh, thank God, like price is going up now. Like, thank God I'm seeing that, like price is going up. Because it happens all the dang time. Like, look here, all the time. Especially with equal bottoms, you know, don't look at the wicks, just look at the candles. You see these two candles. That's what I was saying before. Like when I see these two candles, I automatically place a buy because I know that shit's going up. Same with here, like, you know, equal tops. I place a sell. Yeah, it would have gone up. I would have been in a little bit of drawdown, but where did it go? Ultimately, it went down. You know, so that's basically what I look at, what I do.
They're called tweezer bottoms and tweezer tops when they're equal. Just
Okay.
not like now.
Yeah, I mean, whatever they're called. I just know that it's like, I just noticed that like, that's how it works, you know? It's like when it's like the tops is equal, it's dropping. When the bottoms is equal, it's popping. That's what that's what I say. When the tops is equal, it's dropping. When the bottoms is equal, it's popping. It's going up. That's all.
That's the question.
Yeah,
Why don't you have a funded account? Do
I
you?
do. I only use my live fund. I don't use prop firms. I use my own cash, my own money to trade.
But you
I
say you
don't
want
like
to
prop.
become a millionaire by this year or next year.
Just
Yeah.
talk later on, man, about that, man. You're gonna get you one there.
Hopefully,
You'll see.
hopefully. I mean, my goal for this week is to make 20K. And by the end of the month, 100K. So I'll share the updates in the profit channel. But I don't use prop firms. I don't like them. I don't have a reason to use them, only because I don't like anybody holding my money except me. That's just, it's just me personally.
What's the minimum amount you recommend to trade with for NAS 100?
I always tell people $600. I used to say 500, but I've come to find out, like, in terms of drawdown, like 600 is like super safe to use, like super safe. If you're using 0.01s and 0.02s, 0.03s, you got to really know what you're doing. But me, like, as long as if I lose all my money and I got $600 in my account, I'm good to go. As long as I got $600, I'm good. I'm happy because I know I can grow it back real fast. Like I told you guys, I sent a screenshot in profits. Like I started with $600 and in like 3 days, I'm at 5,000. So by Monday, and that's my live money, it's not like no demo, no prop firm, no nothing. So today when the market opens, I'm going to send a screenshot tomorrow or Tuesday, whatever. I'm going to try to run it up to 20K this week.
Quick question. Do you go into multiple trades at one time?
Meaning like the same pair opening up more positions?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. 100%. Definitely. The reason I do that.
How many would you say that you do that like one time?
So yeah, that's a great question. So remember I had mentioned I placed a buy here, right? And I fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's called averaging or martingale. If anyone knows that strategy, martingale or averaging, is extremely risky but extremely profitable. So essentially what you're doing is you're opening up more buy positions. I'm opening up more buy positions like as the market's dropping. That's what I do. Like that's how I make so much money so fast. Is I open buy. If I open a buy here, I open up another buy, another buy, another buy, because I'm waiting for the market to go back into my favor. That's how I was able to make. That's really how I made all that money so quickly, so fast. That I do stack positions. So if I open up a 0.01 here, I'll open up another 0.01, 0.02, 0.03, and then I'll just wait for it to go my way and then close out. Extremely risky. Don't do it unless you know what you're doing. But if you know what to do and how to do it, you're gonna make a lot of freaking money fast.
I feel like there was a video that Tanisha she had shared in the LLA group, and it was like this Indian guy, and he was like stacking up his trades, and he was like making so much money, and he was only using like 0.01 lot sizes, but like he kept stacking it, and like literally he would grow his account from like 200 to 2,000, and it wasn't even on indices that he was using it on. It was like on currency pairs.
Yeah, that's what they do. The strategy, you can Google it. It's called martingale. I'll type it in the chat so you can look it up. That's the name of the strategy they're using, martingale. It's extremely risky, but it's extremely profitable. And I don't recommend anybody using it. They're new. What? Wait, say what?
I said I stack my trades, so I understand.
Yeah.
You can make a lot of money really fast, or you can lose a lot of money really fast.
Yeah.
One or two things will happen. You have a
Dude,
great day, you have a bad day.
That's what I said to my friend. I was like, dude, I'm either doubling my account or blowing my account. Either one of two things is happening. I don't like. Dude, thank God it's been doubling, ever since. But we'll see how this week goes. We don't know. We really don't know. All I know is that's just the way I trade. And I don't care if I lose 5,000, 10,000, 12,000, because what happens, naturally is that you actually become competent. You might not be aware of, these things, but unconsciously your mind starts to put things together, and you start losing less and less, and you start making more and more. It's kind of funny because I don't look at my losses. I know they tell people to, go back, see why you lost a trade, what went wrong. I don't do that. I never have done that personally. I don't have time to do that. I just keep moving forward and I keep taking trades because I know at some point things are going to click and I'm not going to lose anymore. I'm only going to be winning. That's the way I see it personally.
Would you be open to perhaps like maybe one of these days hosting a Zoom meeting where like we can see you applying your strategy live?
That's a great question. Personally, I don't do that. I know some people do that only because like I think I said in the group, like people are
distractions. Yeah.
People are distracting as fuck, like, and not to be rude or, just to be kind of blunt, like people are distracting as hell. And like, I got no time for all that. Like I'm trying to make money, but I'm happy to share what I'm doing when the markets aren't open. You know what I mean? Like I'll share everything and anything, whatever you guys want. But from Monday to Friday, I don't answer nobody. Even my friends, my closest friends that trade, like I don't care what they're saying or talking about. I don't care what signals their pairs are looking at. That stuff's distracting as hell. I got no time for all that. I just got to focus on me and the charts and making money. That's it. Because at the end of the day, this is a business. We're running a business. This ain't no charity there. This ain't no, hobby. This is a business. That's what we're in. We're in a business. This is a business. You got to treat it like such.
Understandable. I just thought I'd ask.
Yeah. I mean, no, it's a good question. I personally, I don't do that stuff, honestly, like, and I'll never do that only because like, I can't afford to get distracted. I can't, nothing's going to come between me and, making money during the week. So that's why, but on the off days, if you guys want to know something, learn something, or, I am also like, I am using an expert advisor that I created. Like, so 80% of the time, I'm not really trading. I'm just letting my EA that I created run. Because once you have it, like, if you see these big guys, these big guys are making a lot of money, they got no time to be on the charts all the damn time studying and doing all this damn work. I got no time for that either. I want to enjoy my life. So what I did was I created a EA based off of my strategy, and I just let that run. That's all. That's what I do. And 20% of the time, like, is 9:30 to 11:30. Like when I say 9:30 to 11:30, mostly I'm on the charts. That's when I'm manually trading. But all throughout the night, London session, Asian session, whatever, my bot's running and doing everything for me. Did I lose everybody? Huh?
Hey, I need that, man.
That was wild.
Yeah, man, because I got no time.
I need that bot. So I'm gonna message you. This Will.
Who's that? Will? Yeah. Shoot me a message. Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. But that's what, like, like that's my secret. That's like honestly my secret. That's my secret. I don't share that with nobody. That's my secret. That's how I'm able to make so much money so fast and not be on the charts. It's because I have a bot doing it for me that I created. It took me 8 months of studying and testing and blowing accounts, not demos, real money. I never trade on a demo. I don't believe in trading on a demo personally because the emotions aren't there. You got to go through the emotions. But that's just
This is
me. Who's that?
this Zoom is recorded. Is that
I think
Miss?
so.
Yeah, it's recorded.
Okay.
But does anybody have any other questions? I hope that was helpful. I know I talk fast. I'm sorry. I'm from New York and we talk fast over here.
It was
very helpful.
Yeah, definitely.
You were able to explain it in ways that we were able to, or at least for me, I'll speak for myself, where I was able to understand. So was a
But
good session.
basically, like, you know, like honestly, like the only thing that matters is market structure. Like I like this is like honestly, like this is the to me, this is like the holy grail if you see this shit on the charts. This is literally what it's all about. Like down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Because once you see this, like you can just enter. Like you can enter a buy here and feel safe knowing that it's going up because it's already created structure. Because if you look to the left, what did it do, right? Well, it's creating lower lows, lower highs, and then all of a sudden it failed. It failed right here. So once it fails, what does it do? It returns to where it failed and then it goes up. So that's one pattern that can change your life, you know, right there. And it's simple because it happens every single day. Now, it may not happen when you're in front of the charts, but it's okay. You go to the chart, see where it's at, come back. You know, you don't always got to sit there. Or you can do what I do, which is the ADX. You know, I add an alert for what I mentioned. If I'm looking for a buy, is what I do because I don't got time to sit in front of charts. You know, I don't want to do that. You know, if I do it only because for me it's fun and I enjoy it, but I also set alerts. So if I'm out getting, you know, I'm out getting something to eat, or if I'm out like doing something, you know, with family, or you know, I'm on vacation, whatever I'm doing, I set alerts, and then I get an alert notified on my phone. I open up my app on my phone, I see what price is doing, and I get in. Depending on if I know where it's going. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope this was helpful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
It was very
yeah.
helpful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Very great.
Yeah, you're
Got it.
very welcome. If anyone's got questions, just let me know. You know, reach out to me. I'll help you guys as best as I can. I'll send the two indicators that I use to find my support and key levels and resistance. Because I think that'll really help you. Because if you know, let me just show you as an example, right? Hold on, guys. I don't know if anyone's still here, but I'll just show you. Let me just rewind. It's a bar replay. So I already have these drawn on, and I know price is stalling here, just like as an example, because someone said like, well, how the hell where do you get out? So I'm waiting for confirmation. So, okay, let's see what's happening. Okay, stalling. Okay, now price wants to go down. Okay, as soon as I see this is a key level that I drew. Where's it likely to go next? 14,788 is the assumption of where I believe it's going to go. So price is at 14,849, and I believe it's going to 14,788. That would be 49, 59, 610 pips. So let's just press play and see where price goes. There's the play button. So I sold, and I'm waiting for it to hit my support too. Okay, there you go. I'm in profit. I'm done. I'm out. So that's the reason for it. Like, it don't work. It may not work every single time, as you can see here, right? Like, this is why I say I don't trade this, because it's too choppy and you'll get chopped up and you lose money because it's just sideways. There's no structure. You don't know what the heck price is doing. But over here, when there's bigger candles, there's more momentum and there's more movement. Now you can start to see it. And when does it happen? When was this? Yeah, 9:30 in the morning. There you go. Yeah, 9:30 to when? Yeah, exactly what I said. 9:30 to 11:30. I would have been able to catch that move. Yeah. So there you go. That's basically it. Yeah. But yeah, if anyone has questions, feel free
So
to.
you actually, oh man, you actually drew those support and key levels, or you made like a.
No, I was saying I have an indicator that shows me them.
Which one is it called?
It's not on here. You gotta you have to have the MT4 app, like the MT4 platform on your laptop or computer. And then I gotta send you the file, and then you just add it to the chart, and then it shows you. And so I added it to my MT4 platform chart. Then I came into TradingView because I use TradingView, and I just like, you know, I just drew it out and typed the coordinates and typed it out. That's what I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I use TradingView only. So, but it's for MT4 platform, the indicator. So that's what I do like every week. You know, I just draw the levels that it tells me, and then I look for, you know, but they're just more guiding points. they're not necessarily guaranteeing me that that's where price is going to go, but it's helpful. You know, it's very helpful to know, because at least I'll have like a more clear directional understanding of where price is heading. If I don't know, you know, that's what I was saying. Like, you know, sometimes life can throw you a curveball. You can get wrapped up in emotions and whatnot, you know, because people, you know, we all go through some stuff. So that's why you can use like stuff like this, like, you know, signals, the one I shared before, and then these things, because this would have been a perfect sell opportunity. And then momentum dramatically dropped. So even here, it dropped. And how do I, like, I use momentum because you can notice some things happening before they happen. So if you see this right here, momentum is dropping. So where did it create that? So on this, the same thing that it gave a sell signal, right? It created a lower low on momentum here. So to me, I know that, all right, it's losing momentum on the upside, so it's going to drop. So there's just all these little, like, so I only use that though if I'm not in the right state of mind, so to speak. But that's basically it. Does anyone have any questions? I think everyone's muted.
No, thank you.
All right. Yeah,
Thank
you're
you. It's been
welcome.
awesome.
Thanks
I have a
again.
question, Justin.
Thank you.
Hey,
You're
I
very
have a
welcome.
question. Can I ask a
Yeah.
question?
Yeah,
Okay.
of course. Yeah.
Who did you work with to create your AE?
Oh, I found some dude on Fiverr. I paid him like
Okay.
200 bucks. You'd be
Okay.
surprised. There's like some good guys on there. But the thing is, like, if you even, before you even consider creating an EA, you need to really have a strategy that really works really well first.
Mm-hmm.
That's number one. Number two is you need to know the conditions. You need to know exactly what the buy and sell conditions are. So when it does this, that means
Mhm.
signal a buy. You know, as I mentioned, when price closes below the 20 moving average, when the awesome oscillator crosses below the zero, when the red crosses above the green, those are conditions for, you know, a buy or sell. That's what I mean.
Yeah, I understand. So I was on Fiverr before, and I saw there are a lot of people out there that does that. But you've worked with someone and you're having success. Would you be willing to share his name?
Yeah,
Or
message me on I don't know if you did already, but message me on Discord, and then I'll just send you his profile link.
okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Bye.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Yeah, because like at the end of the day, like, you know, we're trying to make money, but we're trying to be consistent and we're trying to have some freedom, right? So
Right.
me personally, like, I'm all about leverage. So
Mm-hmm.
I want to make money in my sleep. So that's why I got an EA. I was like, you know, I got to catch these moves when I'm sleeping. I'll wake up and I'll be at like $1,000 profit or like $800.
Yeah.
Profit. And I was like, all right, we're good. Let's see how the rest of the day goes.
That's what's up, for real.
Yeah, I got you. Send me a message. I'll
Okay.
profile. Yeah.
I sent you one message already, but I'm gonna send another one for this.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
You're very welcome.
Bye.
No problem. All right, guys, take care. It was a
Thank
pleasure.
you for your time.
You too. Have a good day.
Thank you. Take care. Thanks,
Good luck,
Justin.
y'all. You're
Thank
welcome.
Thank you, Justin.
You got it. God bless you.
Bye.